Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera here with our pre-market forecast for March the 18th, or today, Monday. Let's quickly move to our news items for the week. Light reports this week, nothing Monday, nothing on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have at 2 p.m., we have the FOMC statement, the federal funds rate. These are two important reports, and the economic projections. So that's happening on Wednesday. So be very careful with that. These types of days, FOMC days, either tend to be extremely trending days, either to the upside or to the downside early in the morning, or they tend to be a little choppy throughout the day. So keep your eyes open for that. But a very, very light day in reference to news. Let's quickly drum through our analysis. Let's go to our daily chart. As we can see, the market is very resilient. It came and bounced off our resistance area, support area here. Came off our double top, and it created a new all-time high in reference to this triple top here. Remember that our high here was 28.25, 28.2875. We broke through and peaked through 28.3650, a significant almost 8-point run through that area. So we'll see what happens, see if it holds. Remember, plenty of room of areas of support here on the upside. So we got to keep our eyes on these areas here. But if we can clear these areas and continue to close above, we're expecting the market to slowly but surely, remember volume is a little low, to continue to try to make it to the all-time highs. We had nice volume on Friday, but as a matter of fact, we did do, hold on a second, sorry about that. Let me just get my tool here. We did 1 million, so that's important. We want to remain above 1.1 million as an average. We're at 1980. But remember, when the market goes up, it goes up into a staircase. When it goes down in an escalator. So that adage never really changes. So far so good. Market seems to be penetrating through this area. We got to see. We got to have a few more bars close above that particular high to see what happens. Market is seems to be very consistently looking to the upside, but it's doing it very deliberately. So don't let the pullback scare you. If you notice, runs, pullbacks, runs, pullbacks, runs, pullbacks, runs, pullback. We have the greater pullback of this run here. If you look at it this way, we had a big flag there. Market runs, stays with the channel, pops to the upside. So that's what we're seeing. So that's the pattern it's been taking. So as you start to see the retracements, you're just looking for areas to potentially go to the upside. So let's look at our projection chart. This is a chart that we use to establish potential price areas. Remember that I had drawn this support and resistance area way back when. I just reestablished it again between the areas of 28.63 and our support here at 28.33, almost a 30-point margin here of moves where the market can potentially run to before it either makes the move, continually move to the upside, and or moves to a lower region. So just keep your eyes on that one. Our next price action here is probably about 28.42 before we get to 28.62, and anywhere between there it can take a few hits and bumps, but the ultimate goal is for us to get to this area first, and this is a very critical area. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. What happens here is very critical on the mid to long term prospects of the market, but within the ebbs and flows of the market, remember, you know, you have your long days, you have your short days, because you have your runs, you have your runs, your retracements. The ultimate goal of the market, in reference technically, is to continue to the upside. Let's look here. And you remember, when we're doing technical analysis, the good thing about technical analysis is that everything is discounted in the charts. So sometimes, you know, we try to match up what happened in the market with some news item. But remember, within technical analysis, this is always anticipating this. So that's why you see these types of moves. So what do we got going on right here? So far, what we have here is we establish our intraday low very early in the morning, about 10:16, and our intra-market day high as a little bit after, about an hour after lunch, 50 minutes after lunch. Market tried to oscillate between the areas. In other words, it tried to come back here and retest this area, and it fell short twice. Touched this area, went up, created another pivot, came back, and now it took those pivots out. So we established a support area here, and if you see here, we have the beginning of a run. You have a higher highs, we have higher lows, and what we see is a continuation. Now, what we're expecting is continuation to the upside, and the first test obviously is going to be this here. If the market can break cleanly through there, obviously we can expect a run towards our next projected price action area that we had discussed earlier. Now, the market can always retrace and use support down here. You see that? That's the key right here. So to me, this is what we call our north-south line. Excuse me. As long as the market remains above this line, we're looking for longs. As long as the market remains below below this line, then we start looking for immediate shorts to this potential area down here. We can see a little more clear in our trade chart. Again, market is between these two areas right now, between the intraday maximum established yesterday and the low, and this is the area. We had a more immediate support area right here, a shorter term one, but ultimately the goal is the same. Market is attempting to go reestablish this area here as an area of either resistance by returning off it, or potentially creating this as a support area and kind of making one of these moves to the upside where it can just penetrate through, retrace back to the area, use as a support, and use it as a launch path to our next area. So today we're looking for a mixed market with slight runs to the upside. So we're looking for the pullbacks to potentially go long. Have a great trading session. Let me know if you have any questions.